President Trump is set to discuss a pause in U.S. weapons deliveries to Ukraine with President Zelensky tomorrow. The Financial Times reports that U.S. President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will speak to address the sudden halt in key American weapons shipments to Kyiv. The suspension prompted Ukraine to summon the acting U.S. envoy, stressing that continued military aid is crucial for countering Russian airstrikes and ground offensives. Ukrainian officials warn that any disruption in support could significantly weaken their defense capabilities.
We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military equipment. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
Ukraine says its drones hit a battery plant in Russia's Lipetsk region overnight, halting production. The Ukrainian military announced that its drone struck battery manufacturing plant in Russia's Lipetsk region during the overnight attack. And in a statement on Telegram, Ukraine said the strikes triggered explosions and forced the facility to stop production. The plant, located in southwestern Russia, reportedly sustained significant damage. The attack is part of Ukraine's ongoing efforts to target critical Russian infrastructure amid intensified fighting. The Kremlin has welcomed Washington's decision to pause some arms shipments to Ukraine, suggesting it may speed up ending the war. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said the U.S. move likely reflects depleted American stockpiles and claimed that reducing supplies would push the conflict towards a resolution. The pause reportedly involves air defense missiles and precision munitions. It comes as Russia intensifies strikes on Ukrainian cities, adding pressure to Kyiv's defenses. French President Emmanuel Macron held a rare 2-hour phone call with Russian President Putin since 2022. The Kremlin confirmed Macron initiated the call, which focused on the war in Ukraine and rising tensions between countries in the Middle East. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov described the conversation as very substantive and emphasized Putin's continued willingness for dialogue. The exchange signals a possible shift in diplomatic channels between Moscow and Paris. Russian artillery and drone strikes have hit multiple regions across Ukraine, injuring at least 20 people overnight. In Kherson, artillery fire struck a hospital, wounding 8 people, including patients. Shelling continued Wednesday, including injuries to more civilians in Kharkiv. Drones damaged homes and public sites, while fires in certain areas hurt different people. In one region, it saw heavy attacks on businesses and farms, leaving 5 injured. In Odessa's Ismail district, drones hit port and tourism facilities, but no casualties were reported.